The fastest way to waste time and money on a side hustle is to start building it immediately. You make the website, you create a product, you set up everything, and then you discover nobody actually wanted what you built. Before you spend weeks creating products nobody wants, I'm going to show you how to spend a much smaller amount of time proving that somebody actually wants it. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is following this sequence. They have an idea, they create a product around the idea, they launch, and then they hope. And when it doesn't work, they assume the idea was bad. But there's a problem with this process. You actually don't know whether that idea was bad because you never tested it. You just built something and put it in front of a lot of people. But there's a better sequence. Idea, validate, then build, then launch. And validation doesn't mean spending weeks doing market research. It doesn't mean creating a 40-page business plan, and it definitely doesn't mean asking your friends and family, "Hey, would you buy this?" Because people are very good at saying something sounds like a good idea. That doesn't mean they'll actually do anything about it. Validation is much simpler. Looking for evidence that real people have a problem, that they're actually looking for a solution, and that they're willing to take some kind of action around it. That action could be searching for an answer, clicking on something, reading an article, watching a video, signing up for something, and eventually buying something. The point isn't to prove with 100% certainty that an idea will work. The goal is to get enough evidence to answer a much simpler question. Is this worth taking to the next step? So here's the first test to run. Is there already demand? Are people actually looking for this problem? Are they searching for answers? Are other websites or videos talking about it? Are people asking questions about it? And here's something beginners often get backwards. Competition isn't automatically bad. If I search for something and there are already websites, videos, and businesses answering that question, that's not necessarily a red flag. It could actually be evidence that people care about the problem. If nobody is talking about something, that doesn't automatically mean you've discovered an untapped gold mine. It probably means nobody wants it. So let's actually test this. I am now going to start with a search you'd probably expect for a video like this. I am going to search for how to build a second income while working full-time. As you can see, we've got quite a few results here. Some of these are a few years old, but we have newer ones too. So this isn't a question that appeared yesterday. People have been looking for this for a while, and they're still looking for it right now. I'm also looking at titles. A lot of these are approaching it the same way, giving people different ways to make additional income while keeping their full-time job. I am also checking for forums, Reddit threads, Quora posts, to see if there are discussions where people are actually talking about this themselves. And this is useful. I'm not just looking at businesses trying to get traffic, I'm seeing people talking about the actual problem. What do I actually know from this? I know there is a lot of content being created around this problem. I know the results are a mix of old and new posts, and I found people discussing it directly in forums. So I have evidence that people are looking for solutions. But I want to show you something else. This process isn't actually about side hustles. This is a skill. And to prove that, I'm going to search for something that has nothing to do with creating an online business or creating a side hustle at all. My next search is how to fix a door that won't close properly. This has nothing to do with creating an online business. I work in construction. This is a real problem people have in their houses, and I see it all the time. And I will use the same framework as in the first search. Let's see how many sites are trying to answer this. Some of these are older, but there are also some new articles and some videos, and there are also some discussion forums. Most of these sites are giving a similar solution to the same problem, but they are using different experiences and approaching it from different angles. So this is the same thing as the first search result. There's a few sites trying to answer this, and there's some content being created around this problem. The results are a mix of old and new, and I found videos that solve this problem. So I have evidence that people are looking for solutions. I found a real problem, and I can see other people are already trying to solve it. That's the whole skill. It works on a side hustle question, it works on a stuck door question, it'll work on almost anything, because the pattern is the same. A real problem, people searching for it, other people already competing to answer it. Now we test the next thing. The second test is one I think gets overlooked all the time. Who exactly has this problem? It is not, what is my niche? That's usually where beginners start. Instead, who am I actually trying to help? Because people who want to make money online is too broad. You need to be able to picture the person. For example, the person I'm building for might be someone with a full-time job who wants to learn their first digital marketing skill without quitting their job, without spending thousands of dollars, without trying to figure out everything completely on their own. That's a much more specific problem. And it's important because the more clearly you understand the person, the easier it is to create content around. Choose problems to solve, and eventually build something people actually want. Now here's where this gets really interesting. The third test is, can I get attention without building the entire thing? Because if your idea requires you to spend a month building a website, creating a product, setting up software, and doing everything else before you find out whether anybody cares, that's a pretty expensive test. Instead, test the problem first. Make a video, write an article, create a post, answer a question. Put something useful in front of people who already have the problem. Then watch what happens. Do people click? Do they comment? Do they ask questions? Do they want more? And this video is actually part of the test. I'm not going to pretend I already know how it's going to perform since I don't, and that's the entire point. I'm putting the idea in front of people and seeing what happens. And then there's one more test. This is probably the most important one. Will anyone actually take the next step? Because there's a massive difference between that's a cool idea and where can I get this? The second one is validation. Someone giving you their attention is useful. Someone giving you their email is stronger. Someone asking where they can buy is even stronger. And eventually, someone actually paying you. That's the progression we're looking for. But I want to be careful here. I don't have that answer for this idea yet, and I'm not going to manufacture one just so I can finish this video with a really neat success story. I don't know any of that yet. That's actually what makes this experiment interesting. Now, this whole process isn't really new for me. I've spent the last few years learning websites, SEO, funnels, affiliate marketing, and the technical side of building online. And I've made the mistake of building things without enough validation too. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is that building something and building something people want are two completely different things. I saw the other side of this with a PC optimization site I built from scratch. Without paid advertising, this site generated more than 2,000 clicks and nearly 290,000 impressions from Google in 6 months. While this site isn't live anymore, the entire case study is fully documented. And now, I'm going to take that same basic playbook and apply it to 2 of my websites, Affiliate Tactive Hive and a gaming news website I've recently built called Easier Gamer News. So this is not a theory that I read somewhere. I am testing these systems myself. What is new for me is doing this publicly, showing my face, creating content constantly, and trying to build an audience, and letting you see whether I can create that same momentum without being behind a website. So here's the mindset shift I want you to take from this. Your first goal is not to build a successful side hustle. Your first goal is to prove you're not wasting your time. You don't need certainty. You don't need to know that something is going to work. You just need enough evidence to justify taking the next step. Because spending 30 days building something nobody wants is not commitment. It's just an expensive way to learn something you could have tested much earlier. And that's what I'm going to keep doing on this channel. I'm not here to hand you another list of 50 to 80 side hustles and tell you to go try them. I want to show you how to think about building a new one, how to test an idea, how to find demand, and how to get attention, and how to build the right thing in the right order to the right people. And in this case, I'm going to find out whether this idea passes its own test. So subscribe if you want to follow the experiment. And when I have enough data, I'll come back and tell you exactly what happened, whether this idea worked or whether I just proved I shouldn't build on it.